What's going on, guys? It's your boy the Boxing Lowdown, and I'm back here with another video. Now, as always, guys, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Feel free to drop a comment if you like, and I'll happily get back to you. Now, a lot of reaction going on right now over the internet with regards to Dillian Whyte's interview on Sky Sports. He's done this interview, he done an interview on BBC as well, obviously speaking about what happened on fight night on Saturday night against Tyson Fury. Just went completely wrong, in my opinion, the way how that fight went about for him. Sad situation for Dillian Whyte and his team, do you know what I mean? He's waited so long to get this opportunity for the WBC belt. He's gone through a hellish process, do you know what I mean? Going to court, paying all these sanctioning fees. All fighters got to pay sanctioning fees if they're you know, competing for a title or they're in the rankings and they want to, you know what I mean, go for that title. That's just part of the process. But Dillian Whyte, man, he went through hell to get that title shot. Do you know what I mean? We've seen it all play out online. It's been pretty public for everybody to see, you know, how long he's been waiting, the fact that he felt he'd been screwed over by the WBC. You know, there was so much going on with regards to Dillian Whyte and that whole WBC thing. So to finally get that shot, to finally be in a position to challenge for that belt and to go for it. And look, not many people picked him to beat Tyson Fury, but there was a chance of an upset. People were believing that he could push Tyson Fury some way. And there was just the minimum expectation, I think, from everyone was that Dillian would put in a hellacious effort to at least try and win that belt. That was the minimum expectation, considering everything that he's been going through over the last, like, however long, waiting to get this shot. Finally getting it, Wembley Stadium, 94,000 people in attendance, not having Eddie Hearn as the promoter. You know, your rival promoter won the purse bid, even more of an incentive to go there and rip the title away from the challenger. For me, it just, and I haven't watched the video back, I haven't watched the fight back since, but just going off my thoughts on the actual performance at the time, it was just disappointing, man. It was disappointing. I just did not see anything that Dillian Whyte didn't really give us anything to really go by to say, yeah, you know, I was well in this, and, you know, he caught me with a good shot, but up until then I was well in it. No, he lost every single round. You know, he got caught with the uppercut again. His kryptonite, that punch always seems to get him, and he was knocked out. I saw his interview on Sky Sports, and I saw what he was saying on the BBC as well, and to me, it just doesn't put him in a good light, that interview, man. He was talking about he, you know, got pushed, and that was why he lost. His head hit the canvas, and the referee should have gave him more time. These are just coming out as pretty poor excuses, man. To those, I haven't seen anyone that was in favor of those, you know, what he said. I mean, it's clear he was pushed when he got hit with the uppercut, but that weren't the reason that he lost the fight on Saturday night, man. Let's be real. Boxers tend to look for, you know, something, a way out to kind of give themselves hope, and it's understandable. Do you know what I mean? When you're in the ring and you're taking punishment, you almost do have to be deluded at times, because you have to be, there's this self-assurance that you have that nobody should be able to break. No matter what we say, it's always down to the boxer. So you can understand when they do come out of excuses, but this one here, the fact that, you know, Tyson Fury pushed him when he got hit with the uppercut, and that was the reason why he lost. His head hit the canvas, wasn't able to recover. Look, man, Dillian was so knackered and gassed out at that stage. My little nephew would have been able to push him over. Do you know what I mean? It was that bad. So that is not the reason why he lost to Tyson Fury on Saturday night. He also said that he felt that he was well in the fight, and he was, you know, it was a close fight, and it wasn't a close fight. If you see those punch stats, what Dillian Whyte landed throughout the fight, this did not indicate a close fight. Those watching it on the naked eye could see it wasn't a close fight. It just was not that at all. And maybe Dillian Whyte needs to go back and check out the tape and have a look at it himself, and maybe he might come out with a more measured judgment of it. But yeah, that interview didn't come out, it didn't put him in a good light for me, and it's only going to increase the sort of like criticisms of Dillian Whyte and his performance. And I think serious questions need to be asked of his trainer, Xavier Miller. Nothing against him personally, I don't know the guy, but just looking at it, you know, there were a lot of flaws Dillian displayed on Saturday night. What was the game plan? The fact that he was southpaw in the first round and then switched back to orthodox in the second. The fact that he was standing right in front of Tyson Fury, not moving his head. Dillian Whyte is not a pressure fighter like that. He's not somebody that is going to ball into you like Derek Chisora. That is not how he fights. But you know, you would have expected something more. You would have liked to have seen him, you know, mix the jab up to the head and body, try and work the body a bit more. He did do it a little bit, but you know, other than the rabbit punches that he landed in round 4 or 5, he didn't really land a clean shot on Fury in the head area. I can't remember one anyway. So yeah, not a very good performance for me, in my opinion, for Dillian Whyte. There are some people out there I've seen say that, you know, don't blame him too much. What could you do? It's Tyson Fury. He's this, he's great, he's this and that. Tyson Fury is a very good fighter, man. He will go down as the best heavyweight today. But, you know, Otto Wallin put in a better effort than Dillian Whyte on Saturday night from what I saw. That was Fury's easiest fight since you're looking at Tom Schwartz. Do you know what I mean? So while Fury is a very good fighter, man, and you know, he deserves all his accolades, Dillian Whyte needs to share some of this blame, man, because he did not put in the sort of effort that we believed he was capable of, which is why that there is so much disappointment out there. I saw people say that this was the worst heavyweight title fight since AJ and Charles Martin, and that's not nothing to do with Tyson Fury. He did what he had to do. It was a punch perfect performance from him. It was similar to like what Lennox Lewis used to do, you know, jab you to death and then finish you off with a huge whatever right hand or left hook, whatever it was. This was that sort of performance from Fury, but I think it's more the performance of Dillian, which is why a lot of people are criticizing, you know, the way how it turned out. So yeah, I don't agree with those comments at all from Dillian Whyte. I don't think it puts him in a good light. I've seen Eddie Hearn's reaction to the fight. He was on the DAZN boxing show today. His comments seem to me that, you know, he may not work with Dillian Whyte going forward. I mean, he was open with it. He said that Dillian Whyte didn't present much of a challenge. He said that, you know, where does he go from here? It's going to be interesting, man. He's on a fight-by-fight contract with Eddie Hearn, so who knows? Dillian will probably see that interview of Eddie Hearn on the DAZN boxing show, and he may not like what Eddie Hearn was saying if you're going by his comments to Sky Sports today. So he's got a lot to ponder. It's looking like he's going to continue. I think he should continue as well. I definitely do. Where is he going to go? There are other fights out there. I was watching Ade's video on his channel. Big up to Ade. He threw up some interesting names. He even mentioned potentially Lawrence Okoli in a year or two when he moves up to heavyweight. Obviously, those two have got history. But the view is split as to what Dillian should do right now. Some say he should retire. Others say he should carry on. I think that, you know, there is room to carry on, I suppose, and see where he can go. Maybe he will never get that title that he really wants, but in terms of his career and what he's achieved right now, I'd say that he's definitely overachieved. He's made a lot of money. There was a comment on the stream yesterday and it said that Dillian Whyte is probably the richest person in the game that has never won a world title. And when you think about it, they're probably right. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, Dillian Whyte, you can't complain. You can't say he hasn't had a good career. But what does he do now? Maybe have the sort of fun fights out there, you know. If Jarrell Miller is going to carry on fighting, would he fight him? Maybe some people might not want to see that, but Jarrell Miller is going to be boxing regardless. Would people want to see Dillian Whyte be the guy to put Jarrell Miller in his place? Them two have got a little bit of history. Jarrell Miller was in sparring with Tyson Fury. That would be a fun fight. You know, I guess there are opponents out there, but I think they're going to have to be pretty careful with what they do with Dillian Whyte. Not throw him in with a completely dangerous opponent that can punch, because that could end up pretty bad for him. But will be interesting to see where he goes, man. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. Did you see the interview on Sky Sports? Let me know what you think about it. And yeah, a lot to ponder for Dillian Whyte, man. I wasn't too impressed with that interview. Maybe he might go back and review the tape. Maybe we'll get an in-depth interview with IFL or someone like that very soon, and we'll be able to see more about, you know, his thoughts on the actual fight itself. He's probably still in fighting mode. He might be a bit embarrassed of the way he got knocked out in front of all those people, so you do got to give him a little bit of a bly there. But yeah, didn't put him in the best light in my opinion, and that is really the talk in my group chats and everywhere I've seen online. So let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video.